Hi everyone, it's Maddie J, the acting coach, and I'm back at you again with another video. So this week we're going to be reviewing a really cool, fun romance. The movie this week is called Bounce, starring Ben Affleck and Gwyneth Paltrow. It came out in 2000, and I will leave a description of the movie down in the description of the video, just in case you guys haven't seen it before. So in this video, we're going to be focused on the making love scene. And we're going to focus on a few tactics, intentions, and ultimately inner monologues, because kind of like in the last video that we watched, inner monologues speak so much more sometimes than we can possibly imagine. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
It's not that he wasn't a really good man, you know? He was a really good man. But he wasn't perfect. He was a little tight with money, for one thing. I don't want to blame him, or to be angry at him, or whatever, because I don't. He gets really far away. And I did love him, you know, I really did love him.
Okay, so right here, it took a little while to get into what the other character wants, but that background information tells a lot about Abby's inner monologue. She's dealing with a lot. And right now, Buddy is offering her a listening ear, a shoulder, and because she's unpacking, he has an objective to listen, to console, which he's doing right now as you see him hugging. And then Abby is being vulnerable, and her objective can be to be understood, to want to be heard. And when those two objections marry, you see something like this. It's just it makes the viewer feel a sense of relief, because it's like, wow, the other one person knew what he wanted, the other person knew what she wanted, and we saw those thoughts or objectives marry, and now we understand the inner monologue. And whether you have seen this scene before or not, you know that there's a lot of emotion going on right now. So I will say here, acting, a really big part of acting is being in touch with your emotions. No, you don't have to be emotional or out of control, but one thing that I think that is the best thing about acting is that you get a chance to interact and touch so many different varieties of human emotion. And one emotion that a lot of us know, true and dear to our heart, is love. So in this situation, you know, when we as humans feel understood, heard, and consoled by another human, we share something with them. It's kind of like, you know, wow, like we're both being vulnerable right now. And because of that natural human interaction, we see this emotion that we all know true and near to our heart, which is probably why this making love scene is so popular, because it inspires so many of us to feel love. So one thing about this moment right here is that they're being very authentic, and that's honestly one of the hardest things about acting. Because acting is reacting. Acting is living in truth, in honesty, in an imaginary situation. So as real as this seems, they both have accessed their inner vulnerability and assessed their inner monologue in order to deliver us such an honest moment of sharing love. Looks about right. So you can tell in her eyes. Another thing about an inner monologue is when you have such a strong inner monologue, it shows in your eyes. Say, for example, I'm a child and I'm worried about my mom figuring out that I ate all the cookies. Me, you know, if I don't have an inner monologue, this is what my emotion would be. I'm worried about my mom eating all the cookies. Well, I'm worried about my mom figuring out that I ate all the cookies. Versus, you can tell, you can feel the worry in my eyes. And one thing that Abby is doing so well is instrumenting it, and she's showing vulnerability in her eyes because of what's going on in her head, because she's living within the emotion of pure love. So that was a very beautiful scene. That was a very beautiful scene. And just as a recap, when you develop what your inner monologue is and you decide which emotion you're going to dive into, the most subtle movements that you probably don't even know that you're doing are going to orchestrate on your face, which is going to make the viewer look at you and say, wow, that's a great actor. Because they know why they're there. They know why they feel how they feel. They know what they want, and they know what their stakes are, which all builds into the natural, you know, real human dynamic. That's what we all experience. And this is one thing that where people say acting can be easy, because yes, these people are essentially doing what we do in our everyday lives as well. Yes, they're experiencing love and we've experienced love. But one thing that they know how to do is to stay in it, to not be afraid to be vulnerable, to not be afraid to tap into that sensitive emotion. And they become, you know, such vulnerable, they've become and grown to be in such a vulnerable place in this scene to where we're able to look at them and say, wow, this is real. So as an actor, you know, you must be familiar and not be afraid to dive into emotions. Because imagine, you know, this is one scene. Imagine how many times they had to do this to get it right. Maybe they got it right the first time. We don't know. But as an actor, you must have emotional responsibility and know and understand that being able to tap into those deep, dark, heavy, scary, vulnerable moments is gonna make you what you aspire to be. So thanks so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoy this scene called Making Love from the movie Bounce. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, and stay tuned for the next video. And until then, Maddie J, the acting coach, is out.